Some nights the mind doesn't replay the day. It goes somewhere else entirely, into the life that might have been if things had gone differently. The path not taken. The decision made another way. The version of yourself living some parallel existence that seems, in the dark, at this hour, cleaner, simpler, more vivid than the one you actually have. This kind of thinking is seductive and exhausting, and it has a particular quality of leaving you stranded, neither here nor there, dissatisfied with the present, without being able to return to the imagined alternative, because of course you can't. It doesn't exist. It never did. What exists is this breath, this body, this one life, which is yours, which is actually happening, which contains, even now, even tonight, more than the restless mind can see when it's busy being somewhere else. Tonight, we're going to bring you back. Not by force, not by argument, just by giving you somewhere real to be. Come with me to Cornwall. It's late, the tail end of an autumn storm. Not at its height now, but not finished either. The kind of weather that has been coming in off the Atlantic all day and is only now beginning to ease. The wind dropping from something insistent to something that simply moves through. You're on a cliff top. The path behind you leads back to a small village. Lights in windows. A pub with its signs swinging in the last of the wind. The smell of wood smoke from chimneys. But you're not there yet. You're here, at the edge of things, where the land ends and the Atlantic begins. Below the cliff, the sea. Still moving from the storm. Long, dark swells rolling in from the west. Each one building as the water shallows, rising and tipping and breaking white against the rocks at the cliff base. The sound reaches you clearly. A deep, rhythmic percussion. Not frightening, just vast. The air is extraordinary. Salt and rain and something mineral from the wet granite. And underneath all of it, the particular clean emptiness of Atlantic air that has travelled 3,000 miles without encountering anything. It fills your lungs differently to ordinary air. It asks something of you. To be here, properly, in your body, breathing this specific air on this specific cliff, on this specific night. The storm clouds are breaking up to the west. The wind moves through the grass at the cliff top, short, salt-resistant, tough. It bends and springs back. It has been doing this for as long as there has been grass and wind, which is longer than either of them can account for. A wooden bench at the cliff-top edge. Someone put it here years ago. The wood is grey with weathering, the grain raised by years of salt wind, smooth where hands and coats have worn it. A small brass plaque on the back, too dark to read at this hour. Someone remembered here. Someone loved here. You sit. The sea moves below. The stars appear between the clouds. Take a breath of this Atlantic air. Let it come all the way in. Feel your chest expand, your shoulders rise slightly. The cool salt air reaching the bottom of your lungs. And let it go. Feel the bench beneath you. Solid. Real. Worn smooth by years of exactly this. People sitting here, breathing this air, looking at this sea. You are one of them tonight. Part of a long, quiet line of people who came to this edge and sat down and let the ocean do its work. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Feel the fabric beneath your palms. Real, specific, here. Your feet on the ground. The grass slightly damp. The granite somewhere beneath that. 400 million years of it, going nowhere. Take one more breath, slow, without managing it. And as you breathe out, let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. Let the part of your mind that has been elsewhere begin, just slightly, to come back. Just enough to be here, on this cliff, in this wind, with this sea moving below. The storm has left the coast changed. Seaweed on the path below the cliff that wasn't there this morning. A fishing boat that spent the day in the harbour has its lights on now, moving slowly out through the swell. Someone heading out despite the weather, or because of it, with their own reasons that have nothing to do with you, and everything to do with their own life, their own work, their own particular relationship with this sea. The village behind you is settling into its late evening quiet. The pub lights are warm and yellow. Voices occasionally. The particular warmth of that. The way it carries on the night air without quite reaching you here at the edge. Cornwall has been lived in for thousands of years. The ancient peoples who were here before any written record left their marks on this landscape. Stone circles on the high moors, quoits and fugus and hill forts, the names of places in a language so old it became Cornish, and then nearly disappeared, and is now being slowly, carefully, lovingly brought back. People have stood on this cliff and looked at this sea for longer than we have words for. They had their own restless nights, their own imagined alternatives, their own sense in the dark that something was missing, that life might have been otherwise. And still the sea came in, and still the cliff howled, and still the morning came. A seal surfaces in the water below, briefly, a dark head in the dark water, there and gone, entirely at home in the cold and the swell and the aftermath of the storm, as though the weather was simply a thing that happened and is now passing, and there is no further comment required. The mind that wanders into other lives is not a broken mind. It's an imaginative one. A mind that can conceive of alternatives, that notices possibility, that is sensitive to the gap between what is and what might be. These are not small things. In the right context, they're gifts. But at midnight, on a night when sleep won't come, they become a particular kind of trap. The other life, the one the mind keeps visiting, has a quality that this life never quite has. It's uncluttered by the actual. It has no difficult Tuesday mornings, no compromises, no accumulated small disappointments. It exists only in imagination, which means it gets to be perfect in a way that no real life ever is or could be. This is not a fair comparison. Of course, the imaginary one wins. It was designed to. Here's what's true. The life you have is the only one that is actually happening, which means it's the only one that contains real moments, real connections, real beauty, real meaning. The other life, however vivid, contains none of these things, because it contains nothing at all. It is weather passing through the mind, like these clouds moving east, real enough while they're here, and then simply gone. Feel the bench beneath you. This is real. The salt air in your lungs. This is real. The sea below, indifferent and magnificent and present. This is real. Your life, the actual one, with all its complexity and imperfection and ordinariness, is full of moments exactly like this one. Moments that the imagined alternative could never contain, because it isn't real enough to hold them. The restless mind looks elsewhere because it has forgotten to look here. So look here. The sea, the stars, the worn bench under your hands. The one life actually happening right now, which is yours. The sea breathes below the cliff. The stars hold their ancient positions. Somewhere on the dark water, a small light moves steadily west. Just this cliff. Just this sea. Just this breath.